everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming another Halloween tutorial. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with this one. I had two options. The first one I attempted didn't work out too well, so I filmed that last week and I didn't like it. Battery kept dying, so I think it was like a sign for me not to film it. So today I'm going to try the other one. I guess you can say it's going to be like a flower child hippie skull. I made this little guy right here, so I'm going to be wearing that after, and I got some inspiration from like Instagram and stuff, so I will show you the pictures, probably somewhere over here. I'll put them in. I'll show you where I got some inspiration from for the skull look. So if you want to see my hippie, I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet, if you want to see my flower child skull, please keep watching. I'm going to start out by priming my face with Dr. Brant's Pores No More primer, and I'm going for like a matte finish here, seeing as it is going to be a skull. Then I'm going to be taking the Kiko Milano matte foundation, and I'm going to apply that onto my beauty blender first. I'm going to be using a lot, and it is a lighter shade, you will see when I apply it, but I'm doing this I'm keeping it kind of thick because I want it all to have that flat matte finish look on my face. So I'm going to blend that all around my face, and I'm going to also bring it down on my neck. See how it's a lighter shade? I want it to be like that white effect of a skull, but it's still like a skin tone, so I'm going to bring that down my neck, and I'm just going to blend it all in. Next, I'm going to be going in with the BH Cosmetics Contour and Blush Palette, and I'm going to be using the white, and I'm going to just quickly set my whole face with that over the foundation. Next, I'm going to be taking the brown in that palette, and I'm going to slightly carve out like a contour, but I'm going to carve out where I want the darker defined areas for my skull. I'm going to carve out my cheekbones, but then I will be going in with black and everything later, but I'm using this shade to darken everything up. And then I'm also going to be going in with eyeliner. This is from the BoxyCharm October box. I forget the name of it, but I will put it down below. And I'm going to start carving out my skull. I'm going to start carving out the jawline. And this is just eyeliner. All of this is just makeup. So I'm not really using any like face paint or anything. I was just trying to attempt to do this all with makeup. So as I carve all of this out, I will go in and blend it in after. I'm going to take like a sharp angled brush, and I'm going to slightly like kind of blend it, but make it more, as you can see, it gets a little bit thicker. But then I will go in with a blending brush and a pencil brush, and I will be taking brown and black eyeshadow, and I will bring it down my cheek. Then I stopped doing that for a minute, and I moved on to my eyes. I'm going to be going in with that same brown shade from the BH Cosmetics palette. I'm going to carve out my nose, and then I will move on to the eyeshadow. And I'm going to go back and forth with brown and black, and you will see me do that. Now with my eyes, I'm going to stay in the circular motions because I am going to have that rounded out effect of the eyeshadow. So I'm going to be going back and forth blending it, and I'm going to do circular motions to get it all blended out nicely. I don't want like really sharp edges. I still want it to be blended nicely. Next, I wanted to add some color to the look, seeing as I will be using like flowers and everything afterwards. So I'm going to be taking the pinks. I kind of mixed them all together, and that's what I got. This is the Morphe 35B palette. This is your lifesaver for Halloween, I am telling you. So I applied that on my lids, and then I'm going to be taking the black from that palette, and I'm going to be doing the same thing as I did with the brown. Circular motions, going back and forth, and I'm going to carve it out, but then I'm going to sweep completely around under my eye, and then you'll see me use a pencil brush as well to kind of get in the corners, but I'm literally going in circles around my entire eye, doing the same thing on the other eye. Now here is where I'm going to be bringing down the black, and I'm going to drag it down, and same thing, circular motions, and I'm going to kind of swipe back and forth with the blending brush, and I'm going to get rid of that so sharp line, and I want the eyeshadow to really blend down my face to give it that like hollow shadowy effect. Next, I'm going to be going in with NYX liquid eyeliner, and I will use this to carve out the nose. This is perfect because the tip is just so sharp, and you know, it doesn't really like splatter, like, I don't know how to explain it, like get wider, but it does everything precisely. So I'm going to carve out my nose, and then you're going to want to set this with eyeshadow afterwards. So I take my blending brush once it dries, and I set it with eyeshadow. Then I will be taking the same NYX eyeliner, and I'm going to kind of give a defined line throughout part of the jaw so that it kind of gives it that dark line, and then you'll see the shadow. It makes it stand out a lot more. So I'm going to be doing that on both sides. Then I wanted to start with the mouth. I was kind of all over with this, like I would do a little bit of something and then a little bit of something else. So now I'm going to start with the mouth. I was going by my pictures that I showed you in the beginning. So I'm carving it out with the NYX eyeliner, and literally it's just lines, and then I'll go in with a little bit of white later. You'll see me just define it out, but it's pretty simple. You know, you just go straight up and down. You keep your mouth closed and you just, you know, you draw the lines. So you'll see me do that here. And then once I got to the outer part where it kind of curves up, I put them at an angle a little bit, and I kind of like bent the edges just to give it more of a dimension and shape. And it doesn't really matter how many lines you put on. I just, you know, I went back and forth, and then I started where my mouth closes. I wanted to make it darker to kind of look like it's a shadow, like open a little bit. So I made that darker in there as well. And then I will be taking one of those angled brushes, and I will kind of blend out the black line so it's not as harsh. It's so that it kind of matches the rest of the black on my face. Then I will be taking whatever is left on that angled brush, and I will kind of give my nose a shadow so that it kind of looks like a hollow effect behind the actual black. And I'm just going to keep blending everything, and it's just, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not actually that hard of a look. I thought I was going to have a little bit of a hard time. I basically just keep going back in, touching things up, and yeah, that's really it. Here I'm just carving out my eyebrows a little bit more. I do take the black eyeshadow and I kind of fill it in. I'm not really using a brow pencil. I'm just using the black eyeshadow. And then I go back in again with the brown, and I make my eyes look more smoked out at the bottom. Then I decided to take NYX white eyeliner, same thing as before, and I just decided to like almost like highlight certain areas, and I just, you know, touched up spots where I thought it needed it, and I like made highlight marks on my nose. I defined the jawline more, and then I decided to bring it all down onto my neck. I thought, you know, it would look a little bit better if I did the actual like the neckline and the bones on the neck. So I'm basically just using eyeshadow with this. I'm just taking black, and I'm literally just doing lines, and I'm blending it with the blending brush, and then I will grab a bigger brush and I will grab the brown and kind of bronze all of that up basically, and just have it all really blended and like look like faded a little bit onto my neck. And I will go in with pink as well so that it kind of matches with my eyes. Next, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette, and I'm going to use the lightest shade, and I'm going to whiten my lips and like the in-betweens of the black lines to give it that more of the skeleton mouth effect, but also to lighten my lips so you don't actually see the outline of my lips. And I'm just going to use this in random spots and underneath my eyebrows as well to kind of lighten it all up. Then I'm going to be taking two different mascaras. One is basically to lengthen, and the other one is just to make them more fuller. I think it's Amplify Mascara, which is the black one, and then I'll be taking the Too Faced Mascara and going on top of that. Then after that, quickly, I'm just going to give myself a winged liner. I'm going to bring it pretty far out, and I want it to be pretty defined, but I'm going to just be using the Tarte Gel Liner for this, and I'm going to do that on both my eyes. After I'm done with the wings liner, I'm going to quickly go in with the Moondust palette. I'm going to grab the pink glitter and I'm going to apply that as a highlight, and we are finished with this Halloween look. I had so much fun filming it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, see you later.